Meanwhile, in the lost corner of a Lilac system, I bet you guys been like waiting for a month or so for this part, because we are back, part 2. Sorry for the long delay, but we are back in business.
Affirmative. I'll get back to work.
Me too. I'll get back to work too. On this Let's Play.
Hey, Fox! Isn't this music getting on your nerves? I'm trying to work on my maps.
Okay, old timer. Turn it down, Slippy.
So just destroying it.
Slippy, it's General Pepper.
General Pepper here! I have a new mission for you, Fox. You are approaching Dinosaur Planet, an ancient world on the edge of the Lilac system. As you will see, chunks of the planet have been torn from its surface. It's your job to get them back. If Dinosaur Planet explodes, it could affect the entire Lilac system. The only lead we have is that you must locate the Queen of the Earthwalker dinosaur tribe. Maybe she can help you further. Either way, your fee has been approved. If you are successful, then the money will be forwarded to you immediately. Pepper out.
You heard the General. Let's do it.
So basically what's going on here is basically, after a long, intense battle, the Gray Foxes basically been through a lot of dirty work. So therefore, Star Fox needs the funds to get preparation ready. And you may be noticing there's one Star Fox member missing, but we'll talk more about that in a moment. Anyway, so here is like the main map. There's a lot of areas we can't explore yet, so we're gonna have to focus on our main objective. So, I don't know how long I want to make these sessions. I'll have to figure that out as we go. But, we're going to go to our very first one, which is Dinosaur Planet.
General Pepper here. Your mission takes place on Thorntail Hollow. Locate the Queen of the Earthwalker tribe. She will help you further. Pepper out.
Okay, General.
Fly through one gold ring to reach Dinosaur Planet.
So, starting things off with the space shooter. If you're familiar with Star Fox 64, this is basically your basal premise. And I like Star Fox 64. For very, I like flying shooters in general. But basically, this is your main terms of like transportation. You're going to be going through a Star Fox inspired level. And you must go through the gold rings in order to actually make the jump to hyperspace and make your way to the next level, or make your way to the world. I'm going to try to go for all the gold rings if I can. I'll take that. There we go. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, I'm also live streaming this on Twitch, so there'll be times where I'll be able to communicate with the chat, so, and the chat could also be very helpful, too. But yeah, once you collect enough gold rings, then, you'll be able to go into the force field and, enter the world. Well, I was about to say you go into hyperspace, but I guess I was thinking of something else. Whatever. Thorntail Hollow. Such a beautiful place.
Great flying, Fox. For a moment, I thought you weren't gonna make it.
Very funny, sir.
Very funny.
I know. Now, on to business. By pressing the start button, you will open your communicator. Choose who you wish to speak to, and then press the A button to contact one of us. Each team member will give you different information. a try as soon as I finish. And don't forget, you're looking for the Queen Earthwalker. Try talking to those Thorntail guys. Blippi is preparing a translator device, but until it's ready, he'll translate for you.
Okay, General. But what about a weapon? Why couldn't I bring my blaster?
The number one plot hole.
Always the same with you, Fox. Shoot first, ask questions later. This mission is about saving the planet, not blowing it up. It requires a different tactic. Try using your head.
Yeah, very funny, sir. Fox out.
Okay, I'll use my head. Ow, that hurts. So, overall, this is basically the number one plot hole in the entire game. Why is Fox not able to use a gun? That's literally absolutely ass backwards. But overall, you're not gonna travel too far to actually tackle your main weapon, and it's over here. But if you remember from the opening cutscene, you may recognize it. But yeah, that's basically your main weapon. You have the staff, and use this to attack in certain ways, and you can attack in a lot of different ways with it too. Let me go ahead and save my progress really quickly. Yes, I want to save. And let's get right into the action. We need to go over here, because this is where we fight some enemies. And anyway, so this is how the combat works. You press the A button to attack, and depending on how you adjust your analog stick, you can perform combos as well. And these enemies are indeed rocking health bars, and they also do rock some defenses too, so you're gonna have to find the weak point and then just hit them. The good news is they all won't attack you at once. Maybe not early game, maybe later in the game they will try to all attack you at once. But for right now, they're just always like to 1v1 you in some way. Alright, so we're gonna need to tackle some sort of special ability. That's basically what we need to do, and in order to get that special ability, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to go this way. Because, like, a special way is opened up, and it's behind here. You have to use the staff to lift it up, and this is where you have to go inside, some grottos. So this is taking your inner Legend of Zelda, and it's pretty convenient, because I'm also doing a Let's Play of Ocarina of Time, as I'm also doing a Let's Play of this game, so pretty quite interesting. But in order to obtain major abilities with your staff, you have to go to these hidden grotto areas, and this is where you get to upgrade your staff. So you have collected your first staff upgrade, the Fire Blaster. With the power energy crystals, it can be used for many tasks. Use the C stick to activate it for the main menu and highlight the upgrade, then press A to use it. If you need to use it quickly, assign it to the Y button for an instant access. So, let me go ahead and get this out of the way. Set that to the Y button so we'll be able to have instant access to it. And we could also run a little test here. We're gonna also go ahead and blast these up. And these things are staff energy gems. You collect them, and they're basically, say, the magic meter from Zelda in some way. If you pick them up, they will fill up your magic meter. So you're gonna need to collect most of them if you possibly can. There's also green ones, which I feel like they do a lot more or a lot less. I have no idea. Anyway, so you hold down Y, and then you try to aim using the analog stick. And to be fair, honestly, the aiming is not as good. It's taking notes from, like, you know, Banjo-Tooie's type of shooting, because it's made by the same company, Rareware, of course. And Rareware's first shot at, like, the shooting came from Jet Force Gemini, a game that I probably never played. I don't know if I'll be able to play it. I think it's on Nintendo 64, but quote me if I'm wrong. And then some for a pterodactyl attacked me. You can't really do anything with the mushrooms. Right now I lost a full heart. And I doubt that these things are just gonna heal me up. They're only for my magic meter, so... But it is what it is. But, that being said, we pretty much now have access to another magic ability. And this is a bomb spore plant. You can find a way to make it explode if you throw bomb spores. You can collect the spores, and they will be very useful. And that's basically, you basically use your staff to fire at the thing, and accidentally shoot a dinosaur, my bad, and then just collect your very first bomb spore, get this unique animation, and then the other two are just gonna disappear because you activated an animation. So therefore now you gotta reactivate it. So, cause, well, I'm gonna need a lot more than what I currently have. Never a big fan on, like, the aiming sight. Jet Force Gemini is not as good as, like, the other type of shooter games that we got out there. Like, Ocarina of Time nailed it perfectly on how to, like, aim the slingshot. The same as Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, but again, it can be a lot better. But I digress. Getting a little bit... Man, the sensitivity is not very good. There we go. I'm trying to put away. I keep pushing the A button is like to put away, or the Y button to put away.
Anybody there?
But nope.
Are you okay? My name is Fox McCloud, and you must be the Queen Earthwalker.
No Lord, no Kadu, way away.
They don't understand.
Prince Tricky kill Rutsu K-Hot kill shot.
They don't speak your language, Fox.
Key Ice Mountain.
Did you get that, Slippy?
You've got to go to the Ice Mountain to rescue her son, the Prince Tricky.
Nice name. Okay, lady, I'll bring your son back to you. Can you give me some directions?
Mish Wiki kill Warpstone. Kutsu Kutsuj Wuk Feno. Utsujod Uwe kill.
You've got to talk to that big stone guy. She called him a warp stone.
That's all I need to know. I'll be back soon, Queen. Don't you worry. Haven't you finished that translator yet?
It's nearly ready, Fox. I just need a bit more time. Slip me out.
In the meantime, you're just gonna have to work around on how Slippy's gonna talk to him, but that's okay. Anyways, there's still also a lot of exploration stuff to do while we're at it. I think in order to get rid of them, you gotta blast them. Freaking Jet Force Gemini aiming. That doesn't work either. Okay, screw killing these guys. It's not worth it. I'm about to die if I'm not careful. But, another thing you can also do with your, staff is to, well, if I can be able to, figure out how the targeting works. From a certain point, you can actually lift underneath rocks. You gotta repeatedly spam the A button in order to pick from what's underneath it. And therefore, you're gonna pick up these bug creatures. These are called scrabs. They are the currency for Dinosaur Planet. It will come into many different values. The more valuable the scrub, the harder it is to catch. Until you find a scrub bag, you can only carry up to 10 scrabs. So, right now, we're only able to carry up to 10 scrabs, which, conveniently enough, that one scrab just maxed out in my wallet, so I'm gonna make sure I don't collect anymore while we're at it. This is a bomb spore planting patch. Plant the spore and see what happens. Okay. So you plant the spore, and then you fire at it. I have one bullet left, I'm pretty sure. There we go. I definitely need to collect... Oh, well, there's some over here. I'll take that. Definitely need more of that magic. So, we need to go ahead and talk to the Rockbiter from Fantasia. Lol. And, let's see what he has to say.
Nobody ever brings me gifts anymore.
Oh, my. Okay, Shrek. Sure thing. This isn't a really good time to talk. But if you see an egg snatcher, be sure to get them. Why don't you go talk to a warp stone? Well, I can't because, like, he wants a gift, which we don't have. We're gonna have to come back later once we have, like, a special gift. But luckily we don't have to go too far. I think this is another bomb spoiling place, right? To blow this up. And the sensitivity, I'm gonna have to work this out. If you go over here, of course you can whack these up. And then, you go ahead and go around, you collect these electrical things. These are basically fuel cells. If you use to power up the R-Wing, Rob have a few problems getting them down to the surface of Dinosaur Planets, so this means they have been scattered around everywhere. You will need to enable them. It will enable you to fly to a floating world in orbit above the planet. So, in order to get back off the ground, you're gonna have to collect enough of these electrical orbs in order to basically get off the planet. Because for right now, you're pretty much stuck on this planet until you do certain things. Anyway, so let's go and talk about how the scrabs are used for, because that's where we need to go next. We need to go ahead and drop down into this area down here, because this is basically where, the, Thorntail store is. It's basically the shop in the game.
Welcome to my store. Feel free to look at the many wonderful items within these walls. I have food, special goods, and many maps. And if you like to play games, then enter the Scarab Room. Yes. Oh, and that's the exit.
Okay.
It's obvious, I just came from there.
If you find something that you like, then choose that item, and we'll discuss a price. Is that clear?
Well,
Good. Now, hurry and choose something, or get out.
Okay, that's a warm welcome. So, this thing here is basically...
Scarabs, and I'll give you a cheap token. Oh, this drafty old cat
So basically, these are basically cheat areas, and I am not gonna cheat. As much as I want to cheat, I'm not going to. I'm gonna play fair game. And, I think this is the, I think this is where I need to go right now, right? No, those are maps. Technically, we could get these, but I have something else to spend my 10, scrubs on. Because, I might buy every single map, but I don't want to buy them now. I think what we're looking for is in here, right? Yeah, it's definitely in here. So what we really need to get, we need to get this rock candy for 10 scrubs. We have exactly that amount.
You pay this much.
Because inside the shop is definitely plot important items, and you'll have to probably buy them in order to progress further into the plot. So if you want to get further into the plot, definitely go into the middle shop and go ahead and buy these special items. Right now you can only carry up to 10 scrubs, so later on you'll eventually get upgrades, so that way you'll be able to get extra stuff and eventually very expensive stuff. But for right now, we're just gonna have to come back later. There's a third area over here, and I think this basically is like a refill on stock type of thing, where you can buy free stuff like health or magic meter stuff, or even some special accessories like bomb spores, energy for your R-wing, and even this thing that we don't even have access to yet. And we also get a firefly too. But for right now, we don't want to get it right now. And again, there's a minigame back here. I'm not going to play it though. I don't have any scrubs, so they won't let me play it.
Feel free to look around, yes.
Because this minigame requires you to pay for scrubs. And even then, the minigame is pretty pointless because it's only used to, like, get more scrubs. It's also high risk, high reward in some way. Now, there is a day and night system, so definitely take that into account, because some events might not activate at daytime. You might have to wait for it to become nighttime in order to do more. Anyway, so we need to give the rock cookie to the rock biter.
Nobody ever brings me gifts anymore.
How you doing, Glossy? Welcome to the stream. Sorry I fell asleep last night. It's okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and give him this.
A lovely sweetie.
Yeah, happy Mario Day. Yeah, we're recording this on Mario Day, so... But, as I upload this, it won't be Mario Day anymore, but whatever.
The mighty Warpstone.
Hey, how you doing, Glossy?
1,000 years I've been left alone to rest. What do you want?
Well, can you help us?
Help you? No.
But you're a Warpstone. You're supposed to help.
Right. Let's see if I can remember what I'm supposed to do.
Remember.
Okay. Now if you push left on the control stick, then I'll send you to one of those warpstone thingies. We'll get back to that in a minute. And if you push forward on the control stick, then you can enter the maze. Now this one's a bit special. When you have collected a Krazoa spirit, then push right on the control stick. And I'll send you to Krazoa Palace. Now, you know what I do, so hurry up and make a choice. If not, then press B so I can get back to sleep.
Anyway, so basically, you go to certain designated locations. So we're gonna go to Ice Mountain first.
Are you ready to walk?
Yes, I'm ready to warp. This guy reminds you of the Naboo King from the Phantom Menace. I can understand that. I mean, I sort of see him as like the Rockbiter from Fantasia. You know, it's based on like the book series in Germany. But I digress. I don't know. Did I get burned by the fire? Gosh darn. Drop Tricky down, or some crazy dinosaur down. Spoilers, whatever. And they're abusing him. That's just sad. We need to get inside that door. Anyways, Glossy, you may notice the different screen change. This is basically for a YouTube project that I'm going to be uploading whenever I get the chance to. So, that pretty much explains why it looks different. But, other than that, like... And, like, very much chat alerts or, whatever is not going to be activated. But I'll still be able to see them, so don't you worry about that. So I think what we need to do is we need to go and enter this room over here. So I think in order to activate this, we're going to need to blow something up. Yeah, we do. Let's go and blow this up. Get more electrical orbs.
Show me 20 scarabs, and I'll give you a cheat token.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not a cheater. I play the game fair. So see, I'm trying to remember how do I do this. I think I just like maybe I make the cannon activate. I don't know. I'm gonna let it fire and we get out of the way. Come on, fire at me. Oh. Okay, I'm assuming no, I don't do that. Maybe I just do something else. Damn. It's been a while since I last played this. So I'm a little bit on, like, the I don't know what I'm gonna do right here next type of scenario, but we'll have to see. I feel like I'm missing something, but I'll look around. Ah, there it is. Supposed to take this barrel. It's also on a timer, so you gotta throw it fast. And then take these guys out. There we go. The thing is, I usually don't like RPGs, but Xenoblade is an exception. Interesting. Wait, what did I unlock? I look away for a moment. Then I forgot what I unlocked. Oh, I see. Activate a switch. I was looking away for a moment. And that's what I get when I live stream when trying to do a YouTube project, but whatever. Anyway, so let's go ahead and fire if I can. Gosh darn it. FBI, open up.
Hey, Scaleface, pick on someone your own size. I am Fox McCloud, lead pilot of the Star Fox team. I've come to take the prince back to his home. Hey, wait!
They're in a runaway. We're gonna have to chase him down.